Okay, welcome again, our viewers. It's a while before we had a class, but today we having a recap. We are coming again with the probability. The last time we had something to do with the differentiation. We shall revisit again on the same. But today we wish to be touched on something else, that is probability. Uh, and it shall be well. Probability is one of the topic that most of the students, they usually are afraid of it. By the measure of probability, they are afraid of the topic, but it's one of the simplest topic in mathematics, and one of the topic that is most applicable in our lives, because in each and every, even life itself is a chance. We live by chance, we live by probability. Nothing is certain. Even day and night, you remember during the time of Jesus, there is a time that it was dark, and during the day at 3. So it's a chance, only that there is a very high chance that there will be sun, there will be darkness. But all the same, each and every situation in our lives is full of chances. Everything is about the chances, it's about the probability. What is the probability of this thing happening? What is the chance of an event happening? What is the chance of a scenario happening? What's the chance of the scenario not happening? That's what we call probability. What's the probability of me waking up tomorrow in the morning? The probability is there, it's very, very high because of the hope that I have. But it's all about probability. That's why sometimes we say it's all about God. It's about God who does everything. And again, all the events, it's like they are controlled by something else that we don't know. That's why we say they are usually the happening, or the happening of those events is all about probability. There is no assurity. There is no certainty that a certain event shall happen. When you get a loan from the bank, there is a probability you might pay, and there's a probability you might default. That's why the bank will require you to have an insurance, because you might not pay, you might pay. There is that high chance you might pay, but there is also a small chance that you might not pay. So that's what we call probability. Is all about uncertainty. Is all about an event happening and the event not happening. It's one of the simplest topic, as we've said before, and it's very interesting because it's applicable in our daily lives. And something I would like us to note before we embark on examples on probability is that the probability of an event happening or the probability of an event not happening, the whole probability is equal to 1. If you are sure, if you are certain that an event shall happen, then the probability of that event happening is 1. Otherwise, if it will not happen, or any other eventuality, the probability is in between there 0 and 1. There's a probability that an event will not happen. That's a probability of 0. There's a probability that an event will happen is 1. And in between there, the chances are from 0 to 1. There is no probability beyond 1, and there is no probability less than 0. So all probability, they begin from 0 to 1. The high chances of an event happening, the more the probability is closer to 1. The lesser the chances of an event happening, the more the lesser, or the trend, or the probability is approaching 0, because there are small chances, there are less chances that an event will occur. And in our example today, I would like us to look at this example here, where we are told that there is a school competition. During a school competition, there is a rugby team and a football team, and that maybe you can copy it in your books. We can do it together, or maybe you can do it at your own time. You will see whether we shall be rhyming together. And we said again, if you find a problem after we tackle in our class, you can come again. You can go to our Facebook. We have Teacher Njeru in our Facebook page. You can follow my Facebook, personal Facebook, Robert Njeru. I usually post the classes there. You can also go to our YouTube, Teacher Njeru Credible Foundation. In our YouTube, you find those videos there, even the videos for the previous lessons. Now, in our case here, we said again, during the school competition, there is rugby and the football team, and those teams, they are from Ranje Secondary School. They took part in the teams took part in the competition, and we are told that the probability that the rugby would win their first match. So there is a chance that it might win the first match and lose the second match. There is you remember the high school where you engage yourself in the pools. There is a probability that it might win the first match and they lose the next match. They can also lose the first match and win the rest of the matches. So it is all about the probability. And we are told this time round that the probability that the rugby would win their first match was 1/8. while that the handball team could lose their first match is 4/7. So there is this chance here. The probability of the rugby team winning the first match is 1/8. Therefore, the probability of losing the first match in this case is 1 minus 1/8. So there are two chances here. The team could win, which is 1/8, and it could also lose, which is over 7/8. If you want 1/8 plus 7/8, it equals to 1, because the total probability should be equal to 1. So therefore, the rugby team, as we said again, it has two chances, either winning or losing. So if it wins, it is 1/8. Any other choice, that is, if it loses, it is 7/8. So the team could win, which is 1/8. It can also lose, which is 7/8. Then the handball team, the probability of the handball team losing the match is 4/7. Therefore, what is the probability of the handball team winning? Automatically, it is 3/7. If you want 4/7 plus 3/7, it gives you a probability of 1, because the total probability should be equal to 1. Therefore, we have rugby team. For rugby team to win, the probability of winning is equals to 1/8. Probability of losing is equals to 7/8. I hope we can get the sense here. The total probability should be equal to 1/8 plus 7/8 should be equal to 1. Then we have the football match, not the football match, but the football team. For the probability of the football team winning, probability of winning is equals to, we say the probability of losing is equals to 4/7, and therefore the probability of winning should be equal to 3/7. Having this information now, we can be able to tackle the question. We can put this one in a tree diagram, which we usually use to solve probability problems. And we have the rugby team here. We have the rugby team. We have the probability. We have the probability of winning. The probability of rugby team winning, it is 1/8. The probability of the same rugby team losing is equals to 7/8. Remember, these are two independent events. The probability of football team winning does not depend on whether the rugby team will win or lose. These are two independent events, and that is why this is critical now when we come to drawing the diagram, the probability diagram tree. Different from other probabilities which are independent. You remember there is some event where we know that we could have rugby here, then we continue with the tree diagram from the same channel, because the events are dependent on one another. One event, for example, if you are talking the probability of the team winning the second match, so this one team which is successful, it is winning the first match, the second match, and so on. But these are two teams which are independent, and each and every team, the result of each and every team are independent of the other one. Therefore, this is a probability for one team. Then we have another probability for football match. Football team, sorry. So we have football team. Now, this one, it has also a probability of winning and losing. The probability of winning, it is 3/7. The probability of losing is 4/7. Therefore, if we are combining the two tree diagrams for the football match and the rugby match. If the rugby team win, what is the probability of the other team now? They are independent event, but we want to combine. We want to combine them to get that. What is the probability, for instance, that both the teams will win? The rugby team, the football team will win. Whereby we say rugby team and the football win, or rugby team or football win. Yeah, I hope you understand the terms or and as we usually use them in the probability. Therefore, we can also have now this is a tree diagram which will present an event whereby the rugby team can win. What's the probability of football team winning if the rugby team won? What is the probability of the football team losing if the rugby team won? That's one event. We can also have another one if the rugby team lost, what's the probability of the football team winning or losing? So we shall have another 3 there. We have win, we have loss. Again, it is 3/7 and 4/7. 3/7 and 4/7. Therefore, we have 4 outcomes. One, we can have both the teams winning their first matches. We can have the probability of the rugby team winning and the football team losing. We can have the probability of rugby team losing and the football team winning. And then we can have both the football losing and the both the rugby losing and the football losing. These are 4 probable results or outcomes out of that probability. Then from there, if we come now to the question, this is analysis. We come to our questions. Find the probability that both teams won their first match. Both teams won their first match. So, what's the probability of that? Rugby team won and the football team won. It is 1/8. And remember, in the probability where we say and means multiplication. Then we have all, which means which means addition. We add wherever we have an all, and we multiply whenever we have and. So in our case here, what's the probability of the rugby team winning and the football team winning? It is win-win, which is multiplying the probabilities. So it is 1/8 multiplied by 3/7, which is equals to 3/56. 3/56. Up to there you have your own mark. Then we go to the other part. At least one team won the match. What do we mean by that equation? At least one team won the match. It means there is at least one team won. Then it means it is either rugby won, it is or both teams won, or football team won. So therefore, it is the whole total probability, remember, should be equal to 1. Therefore, what is the probability that at least one team won? In our first event outcome, the 2 teams won. So this one is included. The second outcome, the first team won, which is rugby. The football team lost. So at least one team won here. So it is included. The other one is rugby team lost, but the football team won. This is also at least one team won. So this one is also included. But the last outcome, both teams lost. The rugby team lost, the football team lost. Therefore, and remember, if you had these all outcomes, the probability of both teams winning, one team winning, another team winning, and the 2 teams losing should be equal to 1. Should be equal to 1. However, even if we have 1,000 events, all those events should be equal. Their probability should be equal to 1. Therefore, our 4 events should be equal to 1. The probability of at least one team winning, therefore it is 1, which is the total probability, less both team losing. Remember, we said this one is included, this one is included, this one is included, because at this one, at least one team won, at least one team won, at least one team won. So if you want to get this 3 probability, we can say it is 1 minus this probability, or we can get the probability of both teams won. We add it to this probability, we add it to this probability. But if we want to go the shortest route, therefore our shortest route will be 1 minus probability that both teams won multiplied by, plus probability that the first team, which is rugby, won, but the football lost, plus the probability, remember this one is in bracket, plus the probability that rugby team lost, but football team won, is 1 minus the rest. You can bear with us here. We are a little bit wrong. We want to get the probability of one team at least also. This one is equal to the probability of both teams winning plus at least one team won and another team won. And this is what we are saying. If you want to get this one, it is equal to 1 minus the probability both the team lost. This is equal to this one. This is equal to this one. Now, what is the probability that both teams will lose? It is equal to 7 over 8 multiplied by 4 over 7. So, it is equal to 1 minus 7 over 8 multiplied by 4 over 7. This is equal to 1 minus, this is equal to 28 out of 56. We can divide this one by 1. We get this one, we get 2. Therefore, 1 minus half, which is equal to half. Therefore, the probability that at least one team will win the match will be equal to half. Will be equal to half. Again, you can follow the process again. If there is a problem, you can just raise your concern through our online platforms, through our Facebook, through our YouTube channel, and we shall be able to help one another. That's enough for today. Our next lesson, we shall be able to tackle still probability. I feel we can spend some time on probability and do some few examples, some more examples on probability. And someone said repetition creates retention. With the time, we shall find it very, very easy. I promise it shall be very, very easy. So again, remember, Corona is real. That's why we are working at home. That's why we are standing at home. We are using our online platforms. So it is real. Let us keep safe. Let us eat well. Let us sanitize. Let us put our mask. Let us keep social distance. And let us help one another. Remember, I said again, this is a time we need one another of the more. This is a time we need to help one another with whatever we have. Whatever you are blessed with, make sure you bless one another. You bless your friend. You bless your relative. Anyone in need, just make sure you help them in whichever capacity you are able to help them. And God shall bless us, all of us. Shall bless us. Shalom.